Hola and welcome to this amazing opportunity, this great event that we bring into you on behalf of the Hispanic League in Winston-Salem. My name is Kevin Ortiz, and I am the current Vice President of the board for the Hispanic League, which is a nonprofit organization supporting multiculturalism and overall awareness of the impact and the great value that the Hispanic community brings to North Carolina as well as the United States. We're very excited to be here today in partnership with Code to Dream, who are going to do an amazing presentation on just what it means to be a person who knows how to code, right? When we're talking about technology and we're talking about how the new world is starting to develop the need or starting to identify the need for people who are known and well-versed in the idea of coding and generating websites and all things technology. Well, Code the Dream is one of the amazing partners, amazing organizations in the United States that are helping with that mission. So as the Hispanic League, we're honored to partner with them. And we want to take a few minutes of your day today to present to you some amazing work. But all of this, of course, is brought to you as part of our Middle School Achievers Program from the Hispanic League. And here on the call today, we have Willie Herrera. Willie has been a member of the board for many, many years and really is the main advocate and the leader of the Middle School Achievers Program for the Hispanic League. So I want to turn it over to Willie for a quick overview of what it is, and then we'll jump right into our conversation.
Thank you, Kevin. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being with us. I am part of the Hispanic League board. I have been on the board for 3 years. I have been on the education committee for approximately 5 years now. I am the co-chair along with Vanessa Beltran. The Middle School Achievers Program was started in 1997 with the goal to continue increasing the graduation rate in Forsyth County. We are involved in 10 middle schools at this time, and we normally serve approximately 600 children. However, this year, we have over 1,000 registered in the ESL programs in our middle school achievers schools. We go to school approximately 4 times a year. We engage the students. We have guest speakers, and now we're going to have a great presentation of Code the Dream to present to them. So thank you, everyone, for being involved with this great program.
Yeah, thank you, Willie.
Thank you,
and students, right? We're coming straight to you. I know you are. This is part of class today, so we're happy to be part of your education today. So I hope you pay attention. Pongan atención. Tenemos un programa increíble para todos ustedes. So we're very, very happy to be here today with you, our middle school achievers of Forsyth County. And with that, I want to turn it over to the main event here. I want to introduce you all to Lori. And let me make sure I got the last name right as well. Lori Kamala, she is the program director for Code the Dream. And we're very honored to have her here with us today. Lori, I'm gonna turn it over to you for the amazing presentation.
Gracias, Kevin. Thank you so much. Again, I'm Lori Kamala, program director of Code the Dream. I'm gonna share my screen here so you guys can see. All right. This is actually a mural in our physical office where we haven't been for about a year, almost a year, but that's what it looks like inside our office. So yes, again, I'm Lori Kamala. I'm the program director of Code the Dream. We're a nonprofit organization based in Durham, and we help launch the tech careers for immigrants, people of color, women, people of many different backgrounds, but people who are very underrepresented in the tech field. Because we believe that people who come from the community need to be helping shape tech, because people who shape tech are helping to shape our futures. So today you're going to hear some of our amazing software developers share their stories and about how they got started in tech, and share some advice for students who might be interested in working in STEM fields yourself. And you'll get to see some demos of some of the real web apps that our developers have built. So I'm very excited to first introduce to you Ramiro Rodriguez. Ramiro is Code the Dream's co-founder, and he also started his own tech company. So Ramiro, can you share a little bit more about Code the Dream and its background? And before you start talking, I want to make sure that everyone can see you. Let's see, or when you start talking, I want to make sure. Let's see, are you muted, Ramiro? I think you're muted.
Sorry. Yep.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Can everyone
Lori.
see Ramiro? Or can we see the speaker? Okay, great.
Yes.
Just checking. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Lori. So the goal of Code the Dream is to help minorities, people of color, and underrepresented groups get careers as software developers. We know that technology is a very powerful tool, but unfortunately, not everyone has equal access to it. So in Code the Dream, we regularly have courses that run for a period of about 6 months, where we teach popular computer languages. Also, one of the hardest things is getting experience to even consider for a job in programming. So after the students finish the course, they have the opportunity to apply to our internship program, where they can get real world experience working on big projects for companies. And approximately 85% of our interns go on to get jobs in the tech industry, working as software developers, business analysts, project managers, and any other types of jobs that are tech related.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ramiro. And we're really grateful for all the work that you personally do to help start Code the Dream and to give the opportunity to so many others. I wonder if you might share a little bit about your own story and how you got started in tech.
Sure. So when I was in college, I didn't really know what to major in because I liked to learn about everything. But when I was little, my grandmother saved a lot of money to give me my first computer, and I actually enjoyed playing video games in it. And it made me really curious about how the video games worked. And in college, I majored in computer science because I enjoyed playing video games. And one of the cool things about programming is that it also gave me the excuse to be involved in other fields that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to be involved in. So for example, I started as a side project, a company to stream live video, and we stream motorsports events. And so that gives me the opportunity to talk to folks in the racing world. And then at the same time, right now with Code the Dream, I'm working with a company that's trying to make scientific studies better. So you can see that there's a wide range of activities that you can be involved in as a software developer. One little tidbit that you might not know is that in 2006, a computer science professor won an Oscar for work that he did for a movie. So there's hope for that as well. Also, as an undocumented immigrant from Mexico, I faced quite a bit of challenges trying to become a software developer. So I knew that I probably wasn't the only one facing those challenges. And so we wanted to make Code the Dream make it easier for people to get into the tech field. And one of the things is just having access to people that are in the tech field, being able to talk to them is extremely valuable. There's a saying that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And so we want to provide that at Code the Dream. We want to provide the ability for you to know other programmers, but also be encouraged by other people that are having the same goals as you. Also, boot camps and college is not affordable for everyone, and so Code the Dream wants to give everyone an option to become a software developer, and that's why we offer a program to anyone who's 18 or older and would like to have an opportunity for that.
Thank you so much, Ramiro, and really appreciate your sharing your story. Let's see. I think now we're going to get to meet some of the other software developers who are part of Code the Dream. We actually have 10 staff members and close to 30 software development apprentices right now, and you're going to get to meet a few of these folks. So let me turn it over now to Alex Rodriguez, and I'm going to stop sharing so that we can see your face, Alex.
Hi, everyone. Hola. My name is Alex Rodriguez. I live in Cary, North Carolina, near Raleigh. I want to share with you the story of how I became a web developer. Even though when I came to the US, I had never heard of coding and didn't even own a computer until I was like 17 years old. I'm originally from Veracruz, Mexico. My parents brought me to the US when I was 15 years old because my family didn't have enough money to survive and they wanted more opportunities for me and my siblings. I started high school here in North Carolina and I did very well in school, but I almost failed at the beginning because I didn't speak English at all. So there were very few resources to support students like me back then. I wanted to become a police officer or like an investigator and go to college. But then that's when I realized that even community college was too expensive for me. Undocumented students had to pay out-of-state tuition, which is about 4 times as much as what in-state students pay, even though I had lived in North Carolina for many years. I didn't know what I was gonna do. So please stay in school and study hard so you can get a scholarship or something similar. Because I didn't have papers, I had to work under the table. And when you work like that, they don't pay you much and they also take advantage of you. After DACA came along in 2012, I got a new hope and I was finally able to work legally. At the time, I had to work multiple jobs to make ends meet. But then I learned about Code the Dream and I took the classes. I learned web development, and for the past 2 years, I've been working full time at Code the Dream, building websites for nonprofit organizations, businesses, and community groups. I love the fact that Code the Dream not only help people like me, but we also help the community through the technologies we create. And I hope that you'll also think about working in tech in the future. There are so many cool things that you can create and build. It takes a lot of hard work, but if I did it, I'm sure you can do it too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alex. And we'll all get to see one of the sites that Alex created in a little bit. Now I want to turn it over to Cruz Nunez. Cruz was actually one of the students in the very first Code the Dream class, and now he's a full-time staff member with us and teaching others and helping others. So Cruz, can you share a little bit of your story?
Of course. Thank you, Lori. So as she said, hi, my name is Cruz. I'm a web developer at Code the Dream. I make custom, powerful websites to help lots of people. I also manage and teach other developers. I was born in Mexico and moved to North Carolina when I was 4. I do have DACA. I don't remember what life was like in Mexico, but my parents tell me that we were poor. My parents just wanted to provide more for their families, which made my dad move to the United States. My mom and me followed him about a year later. I started school in the United States and was in ESL class until the 3rd grade. But now I'm better at English than Spanish. I always thought it was strange how my parents said we were poor in Mexico and how we didn't have a lot in the United States, but they still always sent money back to their families in Mexico. If they would have just kept that money, I could have had more things when I was a kid. Maybe my clothes could have been better. Maybe I could have had more toys. But now that I look back, things weren't so bad. I was happy. I had a PlayStation and a few games. You know, I like to just play Spyro or go outside and play with my friends. And looking back, I can see that they were providing for us, but also for their families back home. Just like how if now my parents needed help, I wouldn't hesitate to help them. They've shown me how to be selfless, and I think it has shaped who I am. I can't remember if I wanted to be anything when I was in middle school. Back then I was just good at math, science, and also I was in a computer class. Maybe that's how you could tell I would be working with computers in the future. but I originally had no interest in programming. I hadn't even considered it. I didn't know it was an option. I didn't know anyone who did that, and I didn't know of any classes my school offered like that. So in middle school and high school, I was just attending school like a normal student. Then I went to community college, and then I got an email about a free programming class. I signed up because why not? It's free. I came to find out I'm pretty good at it, and I enjoy creating and fixing websites. I think I like coding because part of me likes to create. I like to make code, music, pictures, whatever. I'm like an artist. I like making new things. Also, if my creations can help me, my family, or my community, then it was worth it. I've created a fitness app for myself that I use every day. I've created an app to help my mom with some calculations for her business. I've created websites for people who live in North Carolina to help them get their driver's license back. Another part of me likes to solve problems. How do I track my workouts? How do I post pictures on a website? How do I make a search engine? Figuring all that out is rewarding for me, and the more I know how to do, the more features I can add to websites that I have now or that I want to make in the future. And finally, another part of me likes to improve performance. It's another problem I always try to solve. I like to measure my code and see which function runs the fastest, which page loads the fastest, which query is more efficient. The more improvements I make, the better of an experience it is for the user. I record my findings and analyze the data and make changes to my code based on the results, kind of like a scientist. Back then, I didn't know about programming early on and missed out on getting a head start. Now you know it's possible. Now it's up to you, whether you want to try it out or not. I was just trying out coding and it has changed my life. Who knows, maybe it can change yours. You are in charge of your future and your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cruz. And we'll get to see a little small example of one of the many apps that Cruz has created in a little bit. But now I want to turn it over to Maria Andrea Maldonado to share a little bit of your story, Maria Andrea.
Gracias, Lori. Thank you. So guys, as you heard before, my name is Maria Andrea Maldonado, and I am a girl who was born and raised in Venezuela. I had to come to the United States when I was 22 years old, and I have to leave everything in my home country, even my career. I will say that I faced too many obstacles when I was in my home country. One of those was that I was the only girl in my classes, and also that my country has difficult or too many internet connections problems. So I had to study informatic engineer with books, like old books. And this is an IT career, so everything needs to be up to date. And that was one of the obstacles that I had to face when I was there. As I said before, I have to come to the United States. I have to leave everything, but I brought with me my knowledge. I brought with me my hope. And that's when I found, I was Googling when I came here, I Googled what I can do. And then I found Code a Dream. And that brings me back my hopes. Now I am working with all what I know and learning every day more programming skills. And yeah, that's a little bit of my story.
Thank you so much, Maria Andrea. As you can see, we have some really amazing people working with us at Code the Dream. And now we get a chance to hear a little bit about the kind of work that we do, that you all do with your amazing skills. And I know that each of you has overcome a lot of obstacles, and you're all working towards your dreams and achieving them. So the kind of work that we do at Code the Dream, we make websites, apps for your phone, and also web apps. So those look like websites, but they have much more functionality and are interactive. One of the things that I love about working at Code the Dream, like many of my colleagues have said, is that we get to work on projects that give back to the community. And I think that's something that you all can think about too, because no matter what kind of work you do, or no matter where you are, you can think about how you can help others and give back. So for example, at Code the Dream, we've built an app so that farm workers living out in the middle of nowhere in rural North Carolina can use their phones to help find resources near them, like health clinics, and also get alerted if there's like a hurricane coming or something like that. We're also building a rideshare app that's a little bit like a free Uber, so that organizations who are working with homeless families or older adults who don't drive anymore, and they have volunteers that can help give them rides, and we're helping create a way to organize all of that. So those are some of the things that we've done, but now I want each of our developers to share about one of the projects that they've worked on this past year and give us a little demo. So let's go back and start with Alex. Alex is going to share with us about a website called So Much Potential.
Thank you, Lori. Hello, everyone again. I'd like to share one project that I worked on that I'm particularly proud of, and I'm going to pass it to my past self. Lori, can you please?
Yes, I'm going to bring up that video right now. There's always some kind of technical issues, so give me 1 second.
I had the opportunity to work.
Sorry. Okay. Share my screen. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen. Okay, super. And here we go.
The opportunity to work with Dr. Laura Gonzalez, a professor at UNC Greensboro, to build a website called So Much Potential. This is an online toolkit to help people plan for college regardless of their immigration status. This site was built primarily to help high school counselors understand about DACA and college options, but the parents and students can use the resources there too. The purpose of the site is to shine a light on the pathway to college for all students who want it. So let me show you around a little bit. So under admissions, there is information including webinars about college admissions for students without legal permanent residency. There are also links to lots of great resources that can help you navigate college admissions, the college admission process. Under financial aid, there is a whole section on scholarships that are open to students who have DACA or are undocumented, and advice on how to complete the FAFSA form. Under resources, we have a section where there are a lot of resources that you can find organizations in your area that can help you in this process, as well as we have some videos in English as well as in Spanish. There are a lot of great resources available for everyone that would be interested on that. To build this website, I had to work very closely with the woman who had the idea for it. I helped her decide how to organize all the information so it will make sense for someone to navigate the website. I created the logo. I formatted each section. I designed the frequently asked questions, the FAQs over here, as you can see. And there are a lot of little things that you can go into creating a website that you might not even think about, like when you resize your screen, I can go from a large screen to a small screen, and also down to a phone. So as you can see, you actually have to code all that into the website to be able to create and manage everything. I like coding and web development because I get to work on projects like So Much Potential, and because I know it will help the community, and also get to create cool things and interesting things. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alex. It's a great resource that you helped to create. Now let's turn it back over to Cruz. Cruz, can you share a little bit about the NC Fair Chance project?
Yes. So many people have traffic tickets from years ago that they couldn't pay for, or they got charged with a crime that is later dropped or dismissed. And small things like these still remain on your record and can prevent you from getting things like a driver's license, a job, a loan, etc. NC is currently in the process of forgiving these old blemishes on people's records. The problem is that those people don't know that they have already been affected and have received relief. Code the Dream has given me and a few others the job of making a website that can help people find out if they have been relieved or not. If people know that their record has changed, they can start improving their lives. The NC Fair Chance project means a lot to me because I believe in forgiveness, and that small things from over 10 years ago should not stop you from pursuing your American dream. Lori, if you could show the video.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Now you can find this project at ncfairchance.org. One of the things we offer with this project is the ability to restore your driver's license. All you need is your name and your birthday, and we will search through thousands of records in multiple counties to see if your unresolved traffic tickets have been eliminated, allowing you to redeem your license if no other problems with your driving record exist. We ask for your phone number to verify your identity. This helps prevent malicious users from using this website and finding out that you had unresolved traffic tickets. Once verified, you can see your official relief letter on the web or in PDF format. Another service that we provide you with is a free additional legal service. At your request, volunteer attorneys will look over your full driving record and identify further reasons for your license's suspension, if any. They will mail their findings to you through your choice of email or postal service. Now remember, we don't forgive the old blemishes on your record, but we do make learning that you were forgiven accessible. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cruz. It's really, really important work. Probably a lot of people have heard about how the criminal justice system in our country affects Black and brown people much more, and poor people more than others. And some of this work that Cruz is helping to implement is really helping to create an easier path for some people who have been impacted by that system. So that's really great work. And finally, I want to turn it over to Maria Andrea, who's going to share about an app that she's been working on that is related to education. Maria Andrea?
Thank you, Lori. So yeah, I have been working with Code Green in many applications that are helping our communities, but currently I have been working in an application that helps the little ones, our families. And yeah, if Lori, can you share the video? We're gonna see the thing. Thank you.
All
right, guys, now I'm going to show you a short demo of what I have been working on with Code a Dream the last 6 months or so. So Code a Dream is building a reading app for the Health Center to help with early childhood education of students who need extra help. This application has two different sides. Teacher side, which is the current one that you guys are watching here, and the student side here. So teacher side has different components where the teacher needs to go through with each student or group of students. So in this case, we see that any is connected. And now I'm going to show you guys a short demo of what we are building to help kids learn their vocabulary. In this component, the student can start the vocabulary and we can see the different words that the student needs to complete. From here, we can see two buttons. The first one is where the teacher is going to grade the different activities. And here the teacher can add or remove the different activities per word. So in this case, we can see that bath has two different activities, definitions and picture. If we hit start vocabulary and we go back to the student side, we can see that the student is asked for all of those activities per word. We were talking about bath. So from here, the student can do an example. I'm going to show you guys an example. From here, the student can do an input and we can see that the progress bar is halfway. So if we do something on the other one, the progress bar is gonna be 100% and the submit button is able. Once the student hits submit, the teacher gets the notification that there is something to grade. In this case, the two activities that we already filled up. So from here, the teacher can grade it as complete or can grade it as do it again. Once the student once the teacher has completed the grading, is redirected to the home page, and from here the teacher can see the status of the different activities word per word. And if we go back to the teacher side, now the progress bar is halfway because we asked it to do again the second activity of this word. So this is the way how we are helping the kids with their learning process, and this is just a short demo of what the app does. Thank you so much, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Maria Andrea. Is there anything else you wanted to share about working on the app?
That's the way how we help with our applications to change the future of the communities, to change our futures.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You guys, every time I hear my colleagues share their stories and watch the kind of apps that they've created, I just feel very inspired because it's such amazing work. I'd like to see if there are any questions.
Yeah, Lori. Well, I have a few questions prepared from some of our students. But first of all, let me just say, Alex, Maria, Cruz, Ramiro, I am inspired by your work. I'm inspired by your stories. One thing that we all have in common is that immigrant journey. Myself, I did introduce myself as a member of the board of the league, but I didn't say that I'm also a DACA recipient. I'm also had a lot of trouble and challenges going to college. So seeing you and hearing about you, I am just very inspired. Let me ask, I got a few questions here. And any of you can ask, but we have a lot of middle school students here listening to your presentation. What are some steps, what are some courseworks that students can perhaps start thinking about as they prepare for a career in tech? What you guys are doing, you guys are solving problems, and you're using technology to solve problems. So as a middle school student, what can I do in high school or even now to help me get to that?
I can take that. I think in middle school, as I said, I was just taking like a basic computer class, just learning about computer parts like motherboards and CPUs and stuff like that. I think they also promised to like have us build our own computer, but we never did that. For like half the class, we were just learning how to type because we were middle schoolers, and coordination with your fingers and putting your thoughts into words on a screen, all of that was pretty new back then. So I would definitely recommend a basic computer class like that, or just at home, just practicing typing could be very useful. Because not having to think about which letter goes next after that one, and just letting your thoughts flow freely is very liberating, and you lose your train of thought, and you're more accurate in what you're typing. I think that's a very good first step.
Yeah, Cruz. Hey, Cruz, you're doing great. That's a great comment to add. You're taking me back to when I was a middle school student in Mexico, and I used to carry my typewriter on my shoulder because my mom was like, you gotta take mecanografía so you can. She wanted me to be somebody's secretary. She's like, at least you'll be somebody's secretary, and you'll be able to do something. So today you need that skill of typing to be able to do work for anything, right? Inputting data into the systems, Cruz. So great comment. I got a few more questions, but I wanted to add something you mentioned earlier, Cruz, which is that your mom or you yourself, you would Google things. And if you wanted to learn something, you would just research it. And I think a lesson for you all, for all of our middle school achievers, is be curious. Use your curiosity. If you want to learn more about one particular thing, ask questions. Be curious. A great engine that you have is Google. You can use many other search engines. So let that curiosity guide you to where you want to be. So definitely there was that. I got two more questions here, but I want our students to say, all right, this is amazing. How can I get involved with Code the Dream? So how can I start getting involved with Code the Dream? How can I be involved with you guys?
I can answer that. And it's interesting that you say the piece about curiosity, Kevin. I think that's really true. Alex and I right now are interviewing the next students we might accept for our classes. And that's actually something we look for, is who has already been investigating the things that they want to learn, who has already dived in and done some free coding tutorials on YouTube, or read some articles, or looked for those things that really have sparked that passion within them. And maybe for you have a different passion that's not coding. That's fine too. But really letting that curiosity spark and going after and getting excited about whatever it is that sparks that passion for you. That's something that any employer or program will be looking for as well. There are lots of ways to get involved with Code the Dream. I'll share one slide here, and we can also share this at the end. If you are interested in classes, like Ramiro mentioned, we normally, because Code the Dream is a career track program, so we're expecting people to get jobs in the software industry after they go through our whole program. So for that reason, we don't usually work with younger people as much. But when you're ready, after high school, maybe if you've gone to college or not, at that time, we really encourage you to apply for Code the Dream. And the way that you can apply is at codethedream.org/classes. And there's lots of other ways to get involved too. You can, of course, look at our website for all of the options. If you know anyone who is a software developer, we are always looking for volunteers. And if you know anybody who has their own business and wants to build an app or a website, also reach out to us and maybe we can work with you. There's lots of ways also to, following us on social media. I've listed all of our handles there to just find out what's going on, when our next classes are coming out, and when we have different programs and opportunities. So we'd love to stay involved with all of you. Thanks.
Perfect. Well, I got room for one more here, and it's something that someone said that Code the Dream is doing, is shaping the lives, shaping the website, shaping the sites that shape people's lives. I'm curious if, as part of the final words as well, I would love to hear from our participants, how has Code the Dream shaped you? So I know we're kind of getting into the last piece here, but maybe part of your final comments, team, I would love to hear, how has Code the Dream shaped you, and how has that helped shape your community?
Wonderful question. Maria Andrea, go ahead.
I would say that Code the Dream has shaped me with giving me confidence in this I touched our just the idea that I'm helping in the education of kids with this application is the way how you shape a community too, the future of a community. So it's changing the world. So have been helping people in different ways from IT degrees from just the beginning of that process. So it is just awesome.
Yeah, I love that, Maria.
So maybe we can hear from each of our other panelists, and you can maybe share how Code the Dream has shaped you, and also share your kind of final words. Alex?
Sure. The way it has shaped me, it has made me more confident in myself. I was really afraid of public speaking before, mainly because of my language. My English wasn't that great at the beginning. I always liked computers, but I never thought I could be a programmer. And it's amazing how we can help the community and also grow our community as well. Just like I also created a website for domestic violence to help survivors for domestic violence. And I actually was a survivor myself. So it was very impactful for me to be able to create something like that to help women, and people like me as well. But I just want to share some words of inspiration. I want to share a quote from the inventor of iPhone, a man named Steve Jobs. I'm sure some of you know who I'm talking about. He said, everybody should learn to program a computer because it teaches you how to think. So think about coding and computer programming so you could invent maybe the next iPhone in the future. All right, yeah, thank you.
Cruz?
Yeah, I think Code the Dream has helped shape my life by giving me the opportunity to show my potential. Because being an immigrant and being undocumented, for a long time I felt that, I wasn't sure if I was good enough or even wanted here, or like if I could get a good job or even go to college. But they've really given me an opportunity to grow and given me projects to work on and show that I can help people and also, maintain a career and just keep growing and help others and inspire others and teach others. So I do bring a lot of value to where I live, to this country, and I think that's very rewarding. For me, I want to leave you guys with a quote by Arthur C. Clarke, and he says that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So think about that. Thank you.
And can we hear from Ramiro last? Or sorry, Kevin, was there? Did you
Now let's hear from Ramiro.
Sure. Thank you, Lori. So I just wanted to say that the world is changing incredibly fast. You might have read in the news, we're seeing like the beginning stages of like things like space exploration, self-driving cars, digital currencies, biological engineering. And so one of the things that that's often not said about these innovations is that they're really only possible because computers make them possible. There's a lot of calculations that have to happen very quickly for us to be able to do those things. And even businesses that you wouldn't associate with programming are incorporating software into some part of their operation process. There's a saying now that says that every company is a software company now, and that's becoming more true every day. So yeah, I think the future looks promising. So let's get out there and make the best of it.
Thank you so much. Again, I'm just always inspired by my colleagues, and we're really happy to have had the opportunity to share with you all today. And yeah, Kevin, I think that's us. I think that's what we've got.
Well, Lori and team, thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much for joining us today, for bringing such invaluable knowledge to our Middle School Achievers program. We hope students listening to this that you feel inspired, that you heard the themes of hope, esperanza, you heard struggles, challenges, you heard about not quitting, you heard about trying different things, even though you don't know what it is. Go out there and give it your best shot. Be curious, be you. And why not? I'm gonna end with something that Cruz said. Why not? If you have a dream, why not? So go out there and don't forget that you too can code the dream. And so thank you, Lori, for the time, and I hope everyone has a great rest of the day. All right.